Ciao, I am Father Andrew Recepcion, greeting you from Rome. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today the Church celebrates the memorial of the Sorrowful Mother. And for us who are devotees of Mary, this memorial of Our Lady as Our Lady of Sorrows actually goes back to two traditions that we can find in the 15th century and also in the 17th century. What is important to note is that this tradition in which we remember the sorrows of Mary is an invitation for all of us to reflect not only on the passion of Jesus Christ, but also, as many mystics have called it, the Passion of Mary. So what are some points for our reflection today in our meditation? Actually, there are two important accounts in the scriptures that really speak of the sorrow of Mary. We find the episode during the presentation in which the prophet Simeon told Mary that a sword will pierce her heart. But the most interesting scene that we can find about the depth of Mary's suffering is actually when she was at the foot of the cross. She is often called during Holy Week the Stabat Mater. So from these two important episodes, what can we learn from the life of Mary? First of all, it is difficult to capture in a few words the depth of the suffering of Mary. So the sorrow of Mary it was not just a sentiment of losing or of sadness, of pain, but it is more profound because it is difficult for a mother to lose her only begotten son. There are no words to capture that. But we can see that the depth of Mary's suffering was, in a way, her participation in the passion of the Lord. So in other words, she suffered out of love for her son, but also out of love for all of humanity. So for us, we learn from Mary that the real meaning of suffering is actually a suffering that is united with the passion of Jesus. We suffer not just for the sake of suffering, we suffer in union with Christ. And because of that, our suffering becomes a redemptive suffering. So Mary was also, in a way, participating in the redemption of humanity by uniting all her suffering to the suffering of Jesus. Now, the second lesson we get from Mary's sorrow, Mary's suffering, is that we are invited by Mary to learn how to lose even the most precious possession we have in our life. And for Mary, her only treasure and good was Jesus, and she had to lose Jesus at the foot of the cross. What a profound suffering for a mother. But then at that point, it was also her moment of liberation. She knew that God has willed that her son Jesus would suffer and die on the cross. So dear brothers and sisters, today Mary teaches us to lose anything that is not God's will for us. To be able to let go of anything that is not in God's plan for us. It might not be easy, but Mary teaches us that losing means hoping that the plan of God will be realized. In fact, after 3 days, she saw Jesus risen from the dead. So losing everything for God, but at the same time hoping that that losing will not end up in nothingness, but will end up for something good, for something that is even better. So today, let us be like Mary in whatever situation we find ourselves in, whatever suffering we have. Let us unite it with the passion of Jesus. Even the difficulty during this pandemic, little sufferings of every day, worries, anxiety. God bless you.